Welcome back to our channel, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the Monticello Jefferson Nickel, the legendary 5-cent coin of the United States that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. In 2026, certain rare editions of this coin have skyrocketed in value, with some examples fetching thousands, and in extraordinary cases, even millions of dollars at auctions and private sales. In this video, we'll uncover the history behind the Monticello Nickel, its unique features, mint marks, and the factors that make it so highly sought after in today's market. Stay tuned as we explore the coins that could be hiding in plain sight and learn why 2026 is a landmark year for Jefferson Nickel collectors. Let's get started. First coin. This is the story of the 1963 Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coin from the United States of America, a small silver-colored coin that many people ignore every single day. Yet, this ordinary-looking piece of metal holds a powerful connection to American history, and for collectors, it can hold surprising value in today's market, especially when we talk about rare condition special varieties and coins preserved from circulation. This video will take you deep into the history background, unique features, and current market value in dollars of the 1963 Jefferson Nickel with no mint mark in old condition. The Jefferson Nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo Nickel, and it was designed by Felix Schlag, whose portrait of Thomas Jefferson still appears on the front of the coin, and in 1963 this design was already a classic in American pockets, representing stability, tradition, and national pride during a time when the country was facing dramatic changes in society, politics, and world affairs. Yet the nickel remained steady in design and composition. On the obverse side of the 1963 nickel, you will see the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and the main author of the Declaration of Independence. His calm expression, detailed hair, and strong profile give the coin a timeless appearance, and the word liberty appears to the right with the date 1963 clearly struck beneath, showing the year of issue in bold numbers. On the reverse side of the coin stands Monticello, the historic Virginia home of Thomas Jefferson, carefully engraved with fine lines and architectural detail. Above the building you will see the word Monticello, and below it 5 cents, and United States of America, forming a balanced and powerful design that honors both the man and the nation he helped shape. The 1963 Jefferson Nickel, without mint mark, was struck at the Philadelphia Mint because during that time Philadelphia coins did not carry a mint mark. And this detail is very important for collectors because it helps identify where the coin was produced and distinguishes it from coins made in Denver, which carry a small D mint mark on the reverse side. In 1963, the United States Mint produced a massive number of Jefferson Nickels in Philadelphia, with a mintage of over 271 million coins, which means the coin is common in circulated grades, but rarity begins to appear when we look at coins in exceptional condition or with special strike characteristics, such as full steps on the Monticello building. Full steps refers to the clear, visible steps at the base of Monticello, and when all steps are sharply defined without breaks, collectors consider the coin more desirable because it shows a strong strike and careful preservation, and even a common date, like 1963, can become valuable if it displays this important feature. The composition of the 1963 Jefferson Nickel is 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it durability and resistance to wear. Yet, in old circulated condition, many coins show smooth surfaces, faded details, and light scratches from years of daily transactions in stores, banks, and vending machines across America. An old condition 1963 nickel may show heavy wear on Jefferson hair and cheek, while the steps on Monticello may appear flat or blended together. And although this reduces collector value, compared to mint state coins, it still carries historical significance because it represents real circulation history and economic life of the early 1960s. Now let us talk about value, because this is what excites many viewers today. In old circulated condition, a 1963 Jefferson Nickel without mint mark usually has a market value of around 10 cents to 50 cents, depending on overall condition, appeal, and demand, which is slightly above face value, but still modest for most examples. However, when we move into uncirculated grades, the value begins to rise significantly. Mint state coins graded MS65 by professional grading services can sell for $15 to $30, and coins with full steps designation can reach $100 or more depending on demand and auction results, showing how condition transforms a common coin into a collectible treasure. There are also rare varieties from 1963, including double dies off-center strikes and clip planchets. And these unusual mint mistakes can push the value into hundreds of dollars because collectors actively search for unique pieces that stand out from normal production examples. The historical background of 1963 also adds emotional value because this was the year of major events in American history, including the presidency of John F. Kennedy, civil rights movements, and dramatic cultural changes, and holding a 1963 nickel connects collectors directly to that powerful moment in time. For new collectors searching pocket change, may still reveal a 1963 nickel, because millions were produced and many remain in circulation or stored in old jars and boxes, and while most are common, finding one in exceptional condition or with strong full steps detail can be an exciting discovery worth far more than 5 cents. In conclusion, the 1963 Monticello Jefferson Nickel, without mint mark in old condition, may seem like a simple everyday coin, yet behind its small size lies a rich history, artistic beauty, and potential hidden value in today's collector market. And whether worth a few cents or over $100, depending on grade and features, this 5-cent coin continues to capture attention, proving that even the smallest pieces of American currency can tell a powerful and valuable story. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent 1964 coin from the United States of America, without mint mark in uncirculated condition, is one of the most talked about coins in American numismatic history because it represents the end of an important silver era transition period and the final year before major coinage changes that reshaped the nation, and collectors today search for this shining piece with strong interest because high-grade examples can command impressive prices in dollars in the modern rare coin market. The story of this coin begins with President Thomas Jefferson, whose portrait has appeared on the 5-cent piece since 1938, honoring his legacy as a founding father, author of the Declaration of Independence and champion of liberty. And the design, created by Felix Schlag, won a national competition and introduced a dignified left-facing portrait of Jefferson that remained a symbol of stability through decades of American history. On the reverse side, the coin proudly displays Monticello, the historic Virginia home of Jefferson, which became an enduring national symbol, and this detailed architectural engraving gives the nickel its popular name, the Monticello Jefferson Nickel, and in 1960, the design still carried the classic original look before later modifications changed certain elements in future decades. The 1964 issue, without mint mark, was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which at that time did not place a mint mark on circulating nickels, and because of rising silver prices during that era, Americans began hoarding dimes, quarters, and half dollars, causing coin shortages. And although the nickel did not contain silver, the mint produced an enormous quantity of 1964 nickels to meet demand, making it one of the highest mintage years in the series. Despite the high mintage, uncirculated examples remain highly collectible because most coins entered circulation and suffered wear, contact marks, and dull surfaces, while coins preserved in original rolls or mint sets can still display brilliant luster, sharp strike, and crisp details that attract grading services and serious collectors seeking premium condition pieces. The obverse features the strong profile of Jefferson with the inscriptions "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1964. And in uncirculated condition, the hair details, cheek contours, and jawline remain fully defined without flattening, while the surface shines with mint frost and cartwheel luster under light, which is a key factor that separates ordinary coins from investment-grade examples. On the reverse, the Monticello building appears with clear steps, columns, and dome, and collectors pay special attention to the number of visible steps at the base, because full-step nickels with 5 or 6 clearly separated steps are considered premium strike coins, and these full steps examples, certified by grading services, can reach significant values compared to standard uncirculated pieces. The composition of the 1964 Jefferson nickel is 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a solid weight of 5 grams and a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and while it does not contain silver, its historical timing during the coin shortage era gives it a unique place in United States mint history. In today's market value in dollars, an average uncirculated 1964 no mint mark nickel may sell for around $2 to $5, depending on appeal and grade, but coins graded MS65 can reach $15 to $30, and higher grade MS66 or MS67 examples, especially with full steps designation, can bring $100, $200, or even more at auction, depending on demand and certification. The reason some examples command big value is not rarity of mintage, but rarity of preservation, because contact marks from heavy production and storage in bags caused many coins to lose their pristine surfaces, and finding a sharply struck coin with clean fields and blazing luster becomes increasingly difficult as grade rises, which drives competition among collectors. Another unique feature of the 1964 nickel is the existence of special mint set coins, which were produced with the distinctive satin-like finish, and these pieces often show sharper detail and smoother surfaces, and when graded at high levels, they can bring stronger prices compared to regular circulation strikes. The historical background of 1964 adds emotional and economic significance because it was the final year before the United States removed silver from dimes and quarters in 1965, and during this transition Americans saved coins in large quantities, creating a fascinating era of hoarding speculation and change in the American monetary system. For YouTube viewers and coin collectors, this coin represents the idea that even a common date coin can hold surprising value when found in uncirculated condition, and many people search old bankrolls, inherited collections, and forgotten coin jars, hoping to discover a high-grade 1964 nickel that could be worth far more than 5 cents. Professional grading by companies such as PGS or NGC can authenticate condition and assign official mint state grades, which directly impact market value, and certified high-grade coins often sell through auctions and online marketplaces for impressive dollar amounts, especially when strong eye appeal and full strike details are present. In conclusion, the Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent 1964 coin, without mint mark in uncirculated condition, is not just pocket change, but a shining piece of American history connected to Thomas Jefferson and the era of economic transition. And while millions were produced, the true rarity lies in superb preservation, and in today's rare coin market, the finest examples can command big value in dollars, making this classic nickel a treasure worth examining closely in every collection. Next up, the 1970 D. Jefferson Nickel was minted at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small D mint mark located on the reverse side, just to the right of Monticello. And this particular minting year was part of a larger series of coins that reflected both the artistic style and the economic conditions of the United States. During the late 1960s and early 1970s, a period marked by significant social and economic change, making each coin not just currency, but also a piece of history that tells a story about the era in which it was produced. The coin itself was struck in a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, maintaining the traditional alloy that had become standard for Jefferson nickels since their introduction. Collectors often seek the 1970 D nickel in fine condition, which means that while the coin shows signs of circulation, and where the details of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse are still clearly visible and distinct, and these coins are evaluated based on factors such as the sharpness of the design, the clarity of the mint mark, the absence of major scratches or dents, and the overall eye appeal of the coin, making fine condition coins a popular category for those looking to start or expand their collection without investing in uncirculated or mint state examples that can be significantly more expensive. The obverse of the 1970 D. Jefferson Nickel features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, facing left with the inscriptions Liberty and I in God We Trust, along with the year 1970 elegantly placed to the right of the portrait. This design reflects Felix Schlag's commitment to historical accuracy and artistic expression, and over the decades collectors have come to appreciate the subtle details of Jefferson's facial features, his hair, and the texture of his clothing, which require careful inspection to fully appreciate and contribute to the coin's desirability in the numismatic market. On the reverse side, Monticello, the Virginia estate built by Jefferson himself, is depicted in a clear and detailed rendering with the words E pluribus unum United States of America and 5 cents surrounding the image, and Monticello has become a symbol of Jefferson's legacy and American architecture, and for collectors the preservation of these details is critical because even minor work can reduce the aesthetic appeal and market value of the coin, and yet coins in fine condition maintain enough of the original design to make them highly collectible and visually appealing. The rarity of the 1970 D. Jefferson Nickel is influenced by the mintage numbers, the economic conditions at the time, and the number of coins that have survived in collectible condition over the years, and while the 1970 D was not among the lowest mintage years in the series, it has become increasingly difficult to find examples in fine condition that are free from heavy wear, corrosion, or damage, making it a coin that appeals both to beginners and advanced collectors who appreciate the historical and artistic value of Jefferson nickels. In today's coin market, the 1970 D nickel in fine condition has seen steady demand from collectors and investors alike, and its current market value can vary depending on factors such as the quality of the coin, the presence of any unique characteristics or errors, and the interest of buyers in the numismatic community. And on average, coins in fine condition from this year can fetch a significant premium over face value, with some coins reaching several dollars and rare specimens commanding even higher prices making it a worthwhile investment for those who study the market carefully and seek long-term appreciation in their collections. One of the unique features of the 1970 D. Jefferson nickel is the possibility of minor variations in strike quality or die characteristics that can occur during the minting process, and collectors pay close attention to these details because they can affect the rarity and value of the coin. For example, some coins may display slightly off-center strikes doubling or other minor anomalies that are considered desirable by numismatists and can significantly enhance the market value of a specific coin. Making careful examination and authentication essential for serious buyers and sellers. The Jefferson Nickel series as a whole is notable for its historical continuity and artistic design, and the 1970 D coin is an important part of this lineage, connecting collectors with a tangible piece of American history and the story of Thomas Jefferson and his Monticello estate through a small yet powerful medium that has circulated for decades and yet still commands respect and admiration in the coin collecting world for its craftsmanship and its symbolic representation of American ideals. Many collectors also appreciate the 1970 D nickel for its affordability compared to other rare coins from the same era, and for those building a collection, the ability to obtain a coin that represents both historical significance and artistic value without an extremely high investment is a major advantage, and it provides an entry point for new collectors while still being a meaningful addition to an established collection, creating a bridge between beginner and advanced numismatics. Numismatic experts often emphasize the importance of proper storage and handling for 1970 D. Jefferson nickels to preserve their condition and maintain their market value, and coins in fine condition should be kept in protective holders away from humidity, direct sunlight, and abrasive surfaces to prevent further wear or corrosion, and collectors who adhere to these guidelines ensure that their coins retain both aesthetic appeal and investment value over the long term, contributing to the overall health of their collection. Over the years, the 1970 D. Jefferson Nickel has become a subject of interest for educational purposes as well, because it provides a tangible link to the history of the United States monetary system and the legacy of Thomas Jefferson and Felix Schlagg's design, and educators and hobbyists alike use these coins to teach about American history, art, and economics in a way that engages students and enthusiasts through direct interaction with historical artifacts that are both accessible and informative. The story of the 1970 D nickel also reflects broader trends in coin collecting and investment, with increasing interest in mid-20th century coins and the growing awareness of their potential for value appreciation. And for investors, the 1970 D nickel represents an opportunity to combine historical interest with financial prudence, because coins in fine condition can appreciate steadily over time, especially as surviving examples become scarcer in the marketplace and collectors remain vigilant in tracking market trends and securing desirable pieces for their collections. Finally, the 1970 D. Monticello Jefferson Nickel is more than just a 5-cent coin. It is a bridge to the past, a reflection of artistic design and American history, and a tangible collectible that offers both aesthetic pleasure and investment potential. And whether you are a beginner looking to start your collection or an experienced numismatist seeking to complete a series, the 1970 D. Jefferson Nickel in fine condition remains a coin of significance and value that continues to captivate and inspire collectors around the world today. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent 1977 coin, United States of America, without a mint mark, is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history treasured by collectors around the world, and despite its rough condition, this coin still holds significance and value in today's market, especially for those who appreciate the story behind each coin and the evolution of the United States 5-cent pieces, from their inception in the 1930s through the modern era. And understanding this coin requires a deep dive into both the historical context and the unique features that distinguish it from other nickels of its era. And the 1977 Jefferson nickel is particularly notable because it represents a period in American coinage when production techniques and design elements were being refined, and collectors often seek examples in all conditions because every coin tells a story. The history of the Jefferson nickel dates back to 1938, when the United States Mint sought a replacement for the Buffalo nickel, which had served as the 5-cent coin for more than 25 years, and the new design was chosen to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence, and the reverse design features Jefferson's famous home Monticello, which was chosen to symbolize his lasting legacy and the values of American architecture. And this, designed by Felix Schlagg, has remained largely consistent over decades, making the Jefferson nickel one of the most recognizable and enduring coin designs in American history. The 1977 Jefferson nickel was produced during a period when the Philadelphia Mint was the primary source of circulation nickels without a mint mark, and during this time the United States was experiencing significant social and economic changes, and coin collectors value the 1977 nickel not only for its metallic composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, but also for its connection to the everyday life of Americans during the late 1970s, and even in rough condition, these coins provide a tangible link to a specific moment in history that is otherwise only captured in photographs and documents. Unique features of the 1977 Jefferson nickel include the subtle details in Thomas Jefferson's profile on the obverse side of the coin and the precise depiction of Monticello on the reverse side, and while the coin in very rough condition may show significant wear and scratches, it still retains these defining elements, which help collectors and historians identify its authenticity and value, and these features include the curvature of Jefferson's hair, the folds in his coat, and the linear details of Monticello's columns and roof, which were carefully engraved to maintain a sense of depth and realism despite the small size of the coin. The rarity of a 1977 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in very rough condition is influenced by both production numbers and survival rates, and while millions were minted for circulation, many were lost, damaged, or melted down over the decades, making even a worn example a valuable piece for a collector seeking to complete a set of Jefferson nickels or to study the variations that appear in different years. And the lack of a mint mark signifies that the coin originated from the Philadelphia Mint, which is the original and historically significant production facility for United States coinage. Collectors also pay attention to die variations and strike characteristics, which can affect the value of a 1977 Jefferson nickel, and in rough condition, some coins may still show doubling in the letters of liberty or small anomalies in the Monticello design, which can make a particular specimen more interesting or rare. And even though rough condition coins lack the sharp details of uncirculated examples, they can still reveal important information about minting practices and quality control during the late 1970s, and studying these coins contributes to a broader understanding of numismatic history. The market value of a 1977 Jefferson nickel in very rough condition varies depending on demand and collector interest, but as of 2026, a typical rough coin might be valued at several dollars, reflecting its commonality and historical significance, while high-grade uncirculated examples can reach much higher prices, and rare varieties or errors from the same year can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, making it important for collectors to assess condition and provenance carefully, and even a rough example serves as a stepping stone toward appreciating more valuable coins. The Jefferson Nickel series has long attracted both beginner and advanced collectors because it bridges the gap between historical significance and accessibility, and the 1977 coin fits within the broader context of post-war American coinage, which saw large circulation volumes and changes in economic factors influencing coin production and collecting habits, and the decision to feature Monticello on the reverse connects each nickel to an enduring architectural landmark and a symbol of American heritage, which adds intangible cultural value to each coin. When examining a 1977 Jefferson nickel in very rough condition, one can notice the general outline of Jefferson's portrait and the basic structure of Monticello, even if fine details are lost, and these coins can serve as educational tools for new collectors learning to identify coins by design elements rather than surface quality, and the tactile experience of handling a worn coin allows one to connect with the history of everyday transactions from decades past and understand the physical reality of coins as tools of commerce and historical artifacts simultaneously. The composition of the 1977 nickel remains consistent with other modern nickels of the era, with a copper core and a nickel coating, which contributes to its durability and resistance to corrosion, but also influences how the coin wears over time. And a very rough coin may show smoothing of high points and discoloration, yet still retain enough features to be identifiable and collectible, and the weight of the coin can confirm authenticity and provides an additional layer of evaluation for collectors seeking to avoid counterfeits or altered specimens. Another unique aspect of the 1977 Jefferson nickel is its connection to the broader Jefferson nickel series, spanning decades, with subtle changes in design and minting techniques, and studying coins from different years allows numismatists to trace the evolution of minting technology and artistic representation on United States coinage, and even rough coins contribute to this study by showing how circulation affects the visibility of design elements and by providing evidence of common wear patterns and handling over time. Many collectors are drawn to 1977 Jefferson Nickels because they represent a snapshot of American society in the late 20th century, including economic trends, cultural influences, and the ongoing importance of coins in daily life. And rough coins can sometimes reveal unexpected details, such as die cracks or surface marks, which provide insight into mint production methods and challenges faced by the Philadelphia Mint during that period, and these imperfections can be considered part of the coin's unique story and historical authenticity. The appeal of collecting Jefferson Nickels, including the 1977 example, lies in their accessibility and the potential to discover rare varieties even in coins that appear worn or damaged, and rough coins can be gateways to more advanced numismatic study and can spark interest in learning about coin grading, historical context, and the nuances of mint production, and collectors often enjoy comparing their rough coins with higher grade examples to observe how circulation affects preservation and detail over decades. In summary, the 1977 Monticello Jefferson Nickel 5-cent coin, without a mint mark, in very rough condition, remains a fascinating collectible with historical and educational value, even if its monetary worth is modest in comparison to uncirculated or rare varieties, and its features connect collectors to Thomas Jefferson and the legacy of Monticello, and provide insight into American coinage practices of the late 1970s, and whether used as a teaching tool, a stepping stone for a collection, or a simple piece of history, the 1977 Jefferson Nickel continues to captivate and inspire collectors around the world for its enduring design and tangible connection to American heritage. Next up, the 1981 Monticello Jefferson Nickel is a fascinating piece of United States numismatic history and a beloved coin among collectors and enthusiasts for its distinctive design and the story it tells about American coinage. In the late 20th century, the coin is composed primarily of a copper-nickel alloy, which gives it a silvery appearance and makes it both durable and suitable for circulation. Its obverse features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, whose ideas and legacy are embedded in American culture and history. Jefferson's profile on this coin was designed to convey dignity and intellect and was created by the sculptor Felix Schlag, whose work has become iconic in the numismatic world. On the reverse side of the coin is the depiction of Monticello Jefferson's famous Virginia home, which symbolizes his contributions to architecture, agriculture, and the founding of the nation. The Monticello design is celebrated for its precise details and ability to capture the essence of Jefferson's estate, making the 1981 Mint nickel an attractive and historically significant coin for collectors. The 1981 nickel belongs to the Jefferson Nickel series, which began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The series was introduced to honor Thomas Jefferson and to provide a modern design for the 5-cent coin. The Jefferson Nickel underwent several design modifications over the years, including minor adjustments to Jefferson's portrait and the Monticello depiction, but the core elements remained consistent. These coins were minted at multiple locations, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and the P-Mint mark specifically identifies coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint during the year. The 1981 P-Nickel was produced in large numbers, but high-quality specimens in good condition have become increasingly sought after due to their scarcity relative to the millions that circulated widely across the United States in everyday transactions. The physical characteristics of the 1981 P-Nickel include a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, a weight of 5 grams, and a thickness of 1.95 millimeters. Its composition consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel, which gives it a distinctive metallic luster and durability. For long-term circulation, the edge of the coin is plain without reading, and this simple feature contrasts with the intricate details found on the obverse and reverse designs. Collectors look for coins that have retained sharp details in the Monticello building on the reverse, and in Jefferson's facial features on the obverse, as these qualities indicate minimal wear and careful handling over the decades. The historical context of the 1981 P. Jefferson Nickel is important to understand its significance in the market. At present, the early 1980s in the United States was a period of economic transition with changing monetary policies and a focus on inflation and interest rates, which affected the circulation and demand for coins as tangible currency. While millions of Jefferson Nickels were minted for daily transactions, only a small fraction were preserved in good condition, making coins like the 1981 P more valuable to collectors who seek both historical significance and rarity. The nickel also serves as a tangible connection to Thomas Jefferson, whose influence shaped the early republic, and whose image continues to be celebrated in American coinage. The market value of the 1981 P nickel depends heavily on its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. Coins in good condition, with minimal, wear clear details, and no significant scratches or discoloration are valued higher than average circulated coins, while standard circulated examples may trade for face value. The rare high-grade coins in collections can fetch several dollars or more depending on buyer. Interest in current numismatic trends. The appeal of this coin is not only in its physical beauty but also in its representation of a long-running series that connects modern coin collectors with American history. The unique features of the 1981 nickel include the clarity of Jefferson's portrait, the sharp architectural lines of Monticello, and the subtle details in the inscriptions, which include the words "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date, as well as the P-Mint mark on the obverse. The lettering is raised and clearly defined, providing both aesthetic appeal and a measure of authenticity for collectors who value coins with minimal wear. Any imperfections or anomalies, such as doubling die errors or off-center strikes, can increase the value of the coin significantly and make it highly desirable among specialty collectors. Collecting the 1981 nickel is part of a broader hobby of assembling Jefferson nickel sets, which may include date and mint mark variations, errors, and special proofs. The coin represents an accessible entry point for new collectors due to its historical importance and the relative ease of obtaining it from coin dealers, online auctions, and estate sales. Unlike older coins, the 1981 nickel has survived in large quantities, but finding examples that retain their original luster and detail requires careful selection and attention to grading standards, which can be verified by numismatic organizations. The significance of the Monticello Jefferson Nickel extends beyond its face value as a 5-cent piece. It symbolizes the enduring legacy of Thomas Jefferson, his architectural genius, and his contributions to the founding of the United States. The coin's design reflects mid-20th century artistic trends in numismatics, emphasizing realism and attention to detail, which makes it a desirable piece for collectors interested in American art history, as well as monetary history. Its continued production over decades underscores the timeless appeal of Jefferson's image and the Monticello motif in American culture. The 1981 Jefferson Nickel is also notable for its role in everyday commerce. During the 1980s, serving as small change for millions of Americans, it circulated widely in pockets, purses, and cash registers, providing a practical function while also representing a piece of national heritage. Unlike commemorative coins, which are often limited in mintage, the Jefferson Nickel series balances functionality and artistry, making each coin a tangible artifact of everyday life with historical significance. Investors and collectors pay close attention to the grading of 1981 nickels to determine their value. The Sheldon grading scale is commonly used to evaluate the condition of coins, with grades ranging from poor to mint state. Coins in good condition typically show light wear on high points of the design, with most of the original detail intact, while coins with more wear less valuable. Collectors often seek coins graded by professional services to ensure authenticity and accurate valuation. When buying, selling, or trading, the rarity of high-quality 1981 nickels is partly due to the natural attrition of circulated coins. Over the decades, many coins were lost, damaged, or worn beyond recognition, making surviving examples in good condition more desirable. The scarcity, combined with the popularity of Jefferson and Monticello imagery, creates a stable demand in the collector market and supports steady valuations for coins that meet quality standards. Collectors often pay premiums for coins that exhibit eye appeal with sharp details and even toning. Numismatic trends also influence the value of the 1981 Jefferson Nickel. Over the years, interest in Jefferson Nickels has fluctuated with broader trends in coin collecting. The popularity of series sets and the focus on completing mint mark collections has helped maintain demand for coins like the 1981 mint mark. Coins attract particular attention since Philadelphia minted coins were often overlooked in favor of rare mint marks, making well-preserved specimens more valuable in secondary markets. The coin also offers educational value for those studying American history, art, and economics. Its depiction of Jefferson and Monticello provides a tangible link to the past while offering insights into mid-20th century minting practices and design principles. Collectors can learn about alloy composition, minting techniques, and historical circulation patterns by examining the coin closely, making it both a collectible and an informative artifact that bridges numismatics and history. Finally, the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel remains a popular collectible today due to its historical significance, aesthetic appeal, and accessibility for collectors at all levels. Whether purchased individually or as part of a larger Jefferson nickel set, it represents a blend of artistry, function, and historical importance. Its continued recognition in coin catalogs, online marketplaces, and auctions confirms its status as a valuable numismatic item, while also preserving the legacy of Thomas Jefferson and his Monticello estate for generations to come. Thanks for watching.